Welcome back, everybody. We're so happy to see you again. We are back with another episode of Hearing Things with Julie and Brad. Today we're going to cover one of our least favorite environments to navigate, and that is a parking lot and parking garages. Super stressful for a million reasons. I will start. One thing for me that's very difficult, no matter where I am, I can't hear behind me. So it's already kind of unnerving walking down a city street or even my own neighborhood. I don't know if someone is behind me calling my name, trying to get my attention, if there's a car coming. So in a parking lot or parking garage, that just ups the anxiety exponentially because I cannot navigate behind me. My peripheral vision is pretty good, not as good as yours. And my eyes are constantly moving, and I'm using all the clues I can in my environment, but it's unavoidable that at some point you're going to be crossing, a busy intersection or crossing, around the corner of where the ramp is coming up and a car is coming up in a parking garage. It is super stressful. And, sometimes I'm on my own. I'm not always with someone with typical hearing that can help me navigate that. So I find it super stressful. What about you?
Absolutely. So I do have better hearing than you, which isn't saying too much. But even with the better hearing, especially with parking garages, the echo is horrible. So while I can hear behind me, sort of, because of the hard surfaces and the lower ceilings, everything bounces around. So I have no idea where the sounds are coming from. And so what I usually try to do is I stick right by car bumpers. And I just hug that. And if I have to walk any distance, but I'm constantly, my head's always on a swivel. Yes. Because if I hear something, it could be my tinnitus, or it could be a car coming, but which direction is the car coming from? How fast are they moving? I used to work in Charlestown. The parking garages there have the specially treated grounds. So if you take a corner going anything over than 5 miles an hour, it screeches. And so I have pretty good hearing when it comes to the high pitch. So I could hear that, but I don't know where it's coming from, and so it's very uncomfortable. So yeah, even if you have any kind of hearing loss, I think it's very difficult. Are you laughing at me?
I'm laughing because you're talking about acoustics in the parking garage.
Yes.
And when we went to the hockey game, the professional women's hockey game, and we're going into the parking garage, and I said, "Are we on 5?" And what did you do? You gave me a high five.
I did.
I did. No, I'm asking. Are we on the 5th floor? And you're like, I thought you just wanted a high five. I'm like, no, where are we parked? So that is a really good anecdote about the echoing in that place and how hard it is for us. And it was dimmer lighting.
Yeah. And we were in a car, huh? Did we get out when it did it? I can't remember.
No, when we were coming back from the game.
Oh, right.
We were coming out of the crowded elevator.
Okay. No.
Or we were trying to figure out where to get off in the elevator, and you're like, hey.
But so another continuing that day is, so we went to the game and it was raining, and where did we end up? We ended up on the roof where there was no overhang, but then we had to put up our hoods. You did put up your hood. I was very proud.
Aren't you proud?
I was very proud. So there's that too, right? When you're up that high, we do have to worry about the elements, right?
Right. So now I have the hood up. You have your hood up.
Yeah, we couldn't.
We can't hear on the hood on a good day.
And then
and now we have no peripheral vision. It was like the Hunger Games, trying to get from the car to the elevator and back. It was real, and it was slippery.
Yeah, right. Because it was like slushy.
It was just brutal.
Yeah.
Parking lots are stressful. Parking lots too.
Parking lots too. So I was thinking about this. I usually listen to podcasts when I'm driving, and so what I'll do when I go grocery shopping, I grocery shop at Trader Joe's, and I've never met a Trader Joe's with a parking lot that wasn't insane. And so what I have to do, I have to remember to do this, because when I turn off the car, the podcast will go to my hearing aids. But I don't like to have the podcast going in my ears when I'm trying to walk across a parking lot or any kind of parking lot, because I already can't hear that well, and so to have something blocking it, and because the parking lot is just it's all bets are off. I always turn it off, so I always make sure I have no music or no podcast going in my ears when I'm walking across a parking lot, because I know I'm already at a disadvantage, and so I don't do that. I know you listen to a lot of podcasts too. Do you?
So I do the opposite.
Oh, really?
In Maine in the summer. I have to go to Hannaford at least once a day. I always thought my aunts that have the beach house were crazy, going to Hannaford every day. I have learned over the years that as much company as I have, I'm literally in Hannaford every day. It's so bad. I sent them a selfie last year every time I went to Hannaford. I'm like, here again. Here I am. All these years I made fun of you people. You were right. I just decide, you know what? There's too many tourists. It's crowded. The parking lot's chaos anyway. Might as well keep my music on. What the hell? If I get hit, I get hit. Because I don't know what's going on as it is.
That's true.
So it's kind of like I just roll the dice and hope for the best between the parking lot and the, parking space and the door to Hannaford. I just gave up. What's really hard is all the hybrid cars now and the electrical vehicles. You can't hear them backing up.
Right, there's no motor, right?
They're so quiet. And I have a hybrid. I don't even know when my engine is on if I don't touch the dashboard sometimes or watch the lights.
Yeah.
I just can't hear it. So people backing up now is getting to be even more difficult than just people driving and trying to park.
Mm-hmm.
I can't hear that high-pitched noise at all. So.
Well, it's high-pitched, but it's very low.
Very low, right.
So I've been in some hybrids and in electric cars, too.
Yep.
And it's so silent. I mean, you hear a little bit of the whine if I'm right next to it. So in other words, if I'm being hit by the car, I could hear it backing up. But yeah, it's a challenge, for sure.
It's a lot. So that might be something new that you didn't know or didn't think about, because you really probably haven't if you have typical hearing. Mm-hmm. But it's just another way that the world is just not designed for us, and it's just another part of our life that we always have to be vigilant and hyper aware and for our safety.
Yep.
Let's try and navigate things. So if you go to a parking garage with Brad, be confident that he'll give you a high five when you ask him where you parked.
High five. So that just means you have to park on the 5th floor. If there's 4 floors, find another parking garage.
Doesn't matter. He'll still give somebody a high five. All right. I'm going to do a double recommendation, and double because you already talked about this book early on.
Oh, okay.
For book recommendation. Are we moving on to book recommendations?
I guess we are. Let's do it.
We're done. I don't have anything else to say. Do you have anything else to say about parking? Okay, we're moving on. Books. Okay.
Yes. I did early on.
Shari Eberts, Gael Hannan, if you are watching.
Yes.
Solid work. Really incredible. I resisted this book from the minute you told me about it.
Sure.
Because with my ego of 46 years wearing hearing aids and the personality I have, I was very much like, I don't need that. I know everything. I don't need that. Why do I need hearing? Finally, I picked this book up probably a couple of weeks ago, I think. And I just like, oh, whatever, Brad. Blah. So I'm flipping through it, looking at it, and I'm like, you know what? Good stuff in here. For me, it wasn't so much new information as it was validating information. And it also made me realize I'm not alone. And the second thing it made me realize was you did a pretty good job by yourself all these years figuring the world out. So it was kind of validating for me. It was really good. Got a lot of great tips in here. I tabbed pages on hacks for every occasion, which was kind of cool. And it talked about self-identifying and being prepared, assistive listening devices. And I think it just gives people permission, especially if you're newer to the hearing loss journey that we're on ourselves. It breaks it down in a way that was really great, and I wish I had this book when I was younger, because I feel like I could write this book myself, but I had to figure it out with my family on my own. There was no guide out there. So I highly recommend anyone, if you're struggling with hearing loss, if you're contemplating hearing aids, if you're frustrated, or if you love someone or know someone that has hearing loss, golden. So this is the double rec. Brad did it earlier. I finally come around to maybe he knows a thing or two sometimes and kind of went for it. So thank you, Shari and Gael. Really remarkable work.
Yeah, I was surprised actually that you got stuff out of it, because I thought like everything was new to me, and I just assumed that like you'd already been doing all this stuff. This is all old hat for you, and it sounds like you got some things out of it and other things were validating.
Yeah, it was like okay, all right. Wow, go me.
I can't. I'm so glad that you read it and are recommending it, because I can't recommend it enough. I mean, this partnership is due in large part for that book, because as a librarian, I read to start my journey on many things, and I picked up that book and it changed my life. Literally, I think that it's.
I can see why.
It's hackneyed to say, but like it's also there's some truth to it, and it's such a fantastic book, and I met them last year, and I totally fanboyed out because like it was. It's such a great book, so I can't recommend it enough. And like Julie said, you don't even have to have hearing loss, because they were aware that you don't do your hearing loss journey alone. And so if you have somebody in your life with hearing loss, there's a lot of good stuff there too as well.
Highly recommended.
I don't mean to like hop on top of your recommendation, but so it's a great book. And so
keeping with the theme of this.
High five, there you go. So I am going to recommend something out of this world. We have no idea. A Guide to the Unknown Universe. And so this book is what happens when an astrophysicist and a cartoonist get together. And so it's just basically describing and outlining a lot of physics and astrophysics. And there's one chapter in here is about the speed of light. And so the speed of light is relative, but there's also, because of perspective, it's a light shining, depending on what angle you're looking at it from, could actually be slower or faster. So it's marvelous because it's just
the same light.
So it's two different lights. So what is it? So I can't remember the page. Yeah. So
map this up for me.
Well, it is because it depends on what side of the Earth. So the picture, I can't find the little picture, but the picture is this little guy is standing on top of the world, and he's shining two flashlights off in different directions. And so depending on the angle on which you're viewing the two different lights, one will seem to be going quicker than the other. It's just it's mind-boggling.
Does it talk about the speed of sound?
I don't know. I can't remember. Let me see here. Time,
that would be
space,
interesting if they kind of delve deeper into sound and how we process sound.
So it's more light, right? Because you can't hear anything in space because it's a vacuum, so there is no sound in space.
My God, we'd be great in space.
Yes, we would.
Oh my God, we should be astronauts. This is a revelation. They need us in space. We can't hear anyway. We have all the strategies. Oh my God. You'd be an astronaut?
No.
Oh, that's right. You're afraid of heights.
Yes. Anyway, so We Have No Idea by Jorge Cham and Daniel Whiteson. Fantastic book. And see, you learned something.
I did. I learned I could be an astronaut. Oh, I could be the next teacher in space.
Yeah, you could.
So well for the
keep going. Well, I mean, the SpaceX keeps going the way it is. They'll be right.
All right, someday.
Yes.
Fun.
Good. All right. Yeah, another 5. Oh, you missed. We missed. There you go. There we go.
There we go.
All right, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.